The who? Okay, we got to watch The Tourist. We need some more content. I think I've watched everything there is to watch on Earth that might be any good. And I want to tell you right now, don't always listen to your friends, all right? Whoever told you to watch Baby Unicorn was trying to hurt you emotionally and possibly physically. That show took such an awful turn, and then there was male rape. I didn't need to see that. Baby Unicorn or some shit like that. Yeah, don't watch it. No. I'm watching The Tourist now, but what's up, YouTube? My name. uh, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just get my laptop out and I'm just going to watch Humble Traders videos. So in her last video, she says she made $28,000. Hey, what up, Biddy man? 28 grand on GameStop and AMC. She's going to teach you how to do it. And then she said something about gap reversions. Wow. It's as if she watched all my videos, took my classes, and now she's just regurgitating what I taught her. Sounds like a lot of people I know out there. Yeah, gap reversion trades. Yeah. But you add the gap reversion. So you add VWAP to the gap reversion, and voila, you've got your 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal trade. So she's right there. She's not wrong. But never, ever, 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 ever makes a video where she says, this is what I like, this is why I like it, and this is what I'm doing. Which I don't do. Again, it's if I'm doing a video and I happen to be in something, I explain it, right? And right now, I'm short the NQ futures, and I'm short the Qs. And we completely flipped the entire script because today was significant. UVXY trended up, and it caught a bit at the end of the day, and you had late day weakness. So as we're looking right now, so here's what I would say, right? So if the market gaps up tomorrow, you know this guy's losing money. You see? There it is. That's how you do it. You put yourself out there. It's okay to be wrong. And if I'm wrong tomorrow, I'll probably add to the short, put a stop on it. And if I get stopped out, I'll lose a little bit more money. But right now, it feels right. You haven't been able to short this market for about a year, right? I've tried, got my ass kicked. I made some of that money back on the last down move, but I still had to chase my way out of that thing. UVXY does not lie, but UVXY always talks about UVXY is more important to the S&P, the Dow, than the Qs. The Qs are the mighty, mighty Qs. Nobody wants to sell the Qs. The top 100 stocks that everybody wants to own rolled up in a beautiful ball. That's why it's the last to fall. The Dow went down 700 points today, right? I mean, it was a bloodbath today. You know, we're seeing real volatility. You got the VIX is finally going up. The UVXY is holding bids and rallying at the end of the day. So when you see the market do things that isn't 100% bullish, you got to say to yourself, maybe we're actually going to have a downturn. I know, right? When we go up every single day, it seems like one down day is a miracle. But today was very, very significant. You got stocks that sold off on earnings. And you got stocks that sold off on earnings. Big names like Salesforce down 15%. Kathy Wood getting annihilated again on this path, down another 30%. Other than Dick's and Abercrombie and Fitch, which were monsters that did not want to give anything back, most of the market was red. You had NVIDIA. I actually shorted NVIDIA 3 times today, made money. And again, it rallied 50 points afterwards. But I got to tell you something. I think we're going down tomorrow. And I want to hear something even sicker. I think we're going to go down Monday too. Sorry, Friday. Wait a second. Now, this one's going to really, really freak you out. I think we're going to go down Monday, too. I think we're going to have like 3 out of 4 down days. I know. And if I'm right, if I'm right, generally what takes a month to go up is half of it's given back in a nice 3-day sell-off is exactly what I think is happening. So I'm not only going to give you, I'm telling you I'm short right this second. I'm going to tell you where I'm covering. And I'm going to show you, and I'm going to write it down. And you're going to see how significant and how awesome I truly am. You ready? All right, hold on a second. Let me get the prints for you. I want you to look at a 15-day, 5-minute chart, right? Okay. Shh. If you don't know what you're doing, try to follow along. So you're looking at 15 days worth of data, right? We finally broke down into some significance. Now, way back on the 24th of May, we hit a level where we bounced off, and it was a very significant moment. And that level is 1868, 2.75. 1868-275. Click on it, enter. One bid there. And now here's the sickest thing. I think we're going to break that low. Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? The market's going to go down. And if we break the 1868, we got to get, there's a little couple of blips under there. But I think if we get through that one level, we got another blip from way back on the 17th of May. That is 18. Can I just say, stop saying the 18? You know it's the 18. The 18, it's the 545. 18, 545. And if I had more than 2 contracts, I'd put more than one at 1845. Bang. Bids are in. Now, in between those 2 prices I gave you, the first one's easy. I think we're going to hit it probably before, Yo, what up, homie? Yeah, I'm short the NQ futures right now, as a matter of fact. And one of my bids might even get hit before we even stop. I'm doing the YouTube thing right here. 186825. 18682.50. So that's just another 18 points from here. I think we're going to get it. If we break there, the 15-day VWAP is the 18612, which is where I think we go next. And then if you look at this chart, so here's 15 days on the 5-minute, crunch it all up on an hourly. 15 days on an hourly chart. Oh, don't you see it? The 15-day VWAP is that low spike down price from 3 o'clock in the morning on the 23rd of February. So I think we get this pretty quickly. I think we get that. And I think we're going to be there with either tomorrow, and I want to say this out loud one more time. I think we're going to be down tomorrow, Friday, and Monday. And when all's said and done, generally when we rally for a month, straight up pretty much, and then we finally give back, the first 3 days of the sell-off are pretty much the whole thing. So you want to be short Today was a confirmation of what we witnessed on Thursday. So Thursday was the real move. Friday was your low volume bullshit snapback rally because the market refuses to go down. Tuesday's your classic gap up after a holiday weekend, which got sold off into. Today was the follow through of the sell off. UVXY confirming the whole thing. And here we are. And I think we could give it back. So if you go take a look at 20 days worth of data, look at 20 days, go on the hourly so you could see it better. You see that? In between the last breakout and this little consolidation, that gives you 18403. I'll say it right here. You will see that there. I think we get at least 2 out of 3 more days of selling. Because the selling was so big today, maybe we don't get tomorrow. I would love it tomorrow if it was a small rally and then a roll on Friday, because then we could crush it with some expiring options across the board. You don't have to worry about that with the Qs, obviously, because they expire every day. But here's what's fun when you see pullbacks, right? I remember when, considering the market's gone up so much, if we go down all the way, so that's another 300 points to the downside on the NQ futures. Levels we haven't seen since way back on the 15th of May. So I'm looking for, give it halfway back, right smack dab in the middle of the month is the 20-day VWAP. Let's get some selling. It's okay. It's okay to let the market breathe a little bit. Let's go. And then breathe out. Breathe in. And then breathe out. First he swims, and then he jumps. First he swims, and then he jumps. I'll tell you a trade that I am looking forward to doing tomorrow, and I know it's probably dumb because I have lost a lot of money on Path. But now that it's crashed, I get interested. Now that it's back to where it originally came from when we started buying it coming out of the doldrums at 1250. If this stock is anywhere near 1250 tomorrow and above 1233, that 20 cents is the whole trade right there. So near 1250, under 1250, but above 1233, I'm in. And I'm just using 1233, today's aftermarket low, as my out. Now, if I'm wrong, it's a minimum loss. If I'm right, maybe we mimic what we're seeing right here, where you got 1250, got you 13 on Path. And considering the stock has nothing but sucked pretty much, I don't see it having some miracle bounce, but I'll look for it as a day's pay. And then you got CRM. You see that lightning? Cool. See, I'm onto something. Lightning just struck right outside my house. Weird. Where's the thunder? CRM. This stock normally has big bounces every time it sells off, but that's the thing. That's where I think we are right now. I don't think we're going to see the dip buyers show up tomorrow. That's the joke. Yeah. We could get back to levels we haven't seen since 8 days ago. Right. That's the joke. Yeah. But I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing. And I'm not playing around. If again, I'm planning on staying short until further notice. I'm going in. The market's about the futures are going to start getting a little bit more jiggy at 8 p.m. when the equities close. But here's what I'm going to do. This is the least riskiest way to short the Qs. If it all lines up, we're looking at those $10 calls again on SQQ. And if we could just get those Qs to give back what I think they're going to give back, So if you look at the Qs, I'm talking about 11 points. You don't think we can give back 11 freaking points on the Qs after rallying from 385 to 470? We can't give back another 11 right here? Come on, of course we can. So that gets you, let's see, 20-day VWAP on the SQQ. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You get me some $10 calls for maybe, a couple of shekels tomorrow, I'm in. And I'm in with like 5,000 contracts. No more fucking around. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Because when I go short, I go freaking huge. That's why I usually get my ass kicked. But I think I'm going to be right this time. So I say every time. But this now, I can limit my risk by buying some $10 calls on the SQQ tomorrow. If they open up relatively where they are here, I think they're going to open up another dime. So they'll probably be 9.85. The $10 calls will be probably 8 cents. I don't really feel like putting $8,000 into the thing, but that's why if we get a choppy sideways day tomorrow and UVXY doesn't completely disintegrate, I think we could have some fireworks on Friday and maybe get those $10 calls again and just have the opposite of what we saw last week. So last week, Thursday was the down day, which is usually bullish. Well, usually Thursday, Friday, and Tuesday are bullish. But we had the sell-off just to shake things up a little bit. I think we'll have the opposite. So I'd like to see a nice annihilation Friday. Scare everybody going into the weekend. And we'll play it there. We'll play it by ear. But right now, I'm staying short. I got no reason to cover. My nearest stop on the NQ is, if I get stopped out, it's going to be way far away from where we are. I'm not even covering at the VWAP. That's how bearish I am right now. I'd let this thing go. How many points am I going to let it go? 50 points against me? 60? 70? I'll let it go 50 points against me on 2 contracts. What is that? $1,000 2 contracts, 50 points. What am I down? $1,000? It's exactly what I'm willing to risk. 1876, 1876.3. Maybe I should just stop saying 18. 763. This tick right there. That would be the, 763. And if I get stopped out, I'll be out of G from here. I'm up about 300 right now. I think I'm going to be right. I think we're going to wait. I think I might actually have to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Wait a minute. If I lose 50 points on 2 contracts, that's $2,000? Isn't it? It's $20 a point. I can't do math in my head anymore. It's so fucking pathetic. It's $50 a point on the NQ futures. I seriously can't do math. Anyway, yeah. One of these days, I haven't traded more than 2 contracts. I don't remember the last time I traded more than 2 contracts. I got to step up my game. Is it $2,000? Yeah. Okay. I'll take your word for it. So 50 times 20 points. 50 points times 20. But wait a minute. You know how many times I've done this in my head? 10,000 times. And every time I got to go back and check. Wait, how much is it per contract? That's because I don't trade futures. I don't trade futures to the point where I got to call in so they can reactivate my account every time I trade futures. This time, at least I didn't have to do it. Hang on a second. By the way, if you don't trade futures, if you do trade futures, E-Trade is the way to go. I'm telling you, E-Trade You got your options, you got your stock, they got the futures, they got a money market account. As simple as it is. A lot of people went away from E-Trade because they thought it was like basic and rudimentary. They're good. I use E-Trade now predominantly. When I want to scalp, I use the day trading platform. But lately, I've been just trying to milk the positions. So I've been just buying it in my E-Trade account, putting my stops in, and walking away. Today should have been a really great day. I kind of blew it on a couple of trades. That Kava was ridiculous. I mean, that was the year maker, really. I didn't think it was going to be so awesome. Man, I mean, it tacked on my average selling price was basically 80 and a half. It wound up tacking on 10 more points. Jesus. And I don't know why. I don't know what I did after the NVAX trade yesterday, where I just put my position on, left the house, and it all worked out. I need to do that more. I just couldn't believe that this stock was doing what it was doing. I didn't think. And that's why you just don't think. Stop thinking. When I sold it back, on that last pullback, I figured it was going to break down, and I sold it prematurely before it actually broke to 80 because I figured you just got to let it do it. Just sacrifice the other 50 cents. That's what my wife said. She said this is a Mediterranean Chipotle. I don't think it will be, and I don't like it at all, but I don't really like most food. But you're not going to put it in Chipotle. Yeah, it's 20 per contract, right? So 50 points is 1,000. Yeah. I mean, that's why it's so you know what it is? Even though I've traded, I don't trade futures that often, obviously. But when I do, it's like I let go of the button and it's already like $250 either for you or against you. Like, damn, that shit adds up. Imagine having like 20 contracts on. That's how that dude blew himself up back in the day. He had 20 contracts, whoever it was. And you ever see the guy blowing himself up live? That video is still classic. Yeah, I swear to God, man, I haven't traded more than two contracts. Usually it's one contract, or I'll be in two, I'll get out of one, hold the one the overnight. Yeah. The one time I did have more than two, I thought I was rich. It was the tsunami in Sri Lanka. So, I'm shorting futures and I'm kicking ass. And I was like, screw this. I'm staying short overnight. And I put stops in completely out of the money, and every one of my stops was hit, right? And then in the morning, the futures were gapped down 250 points. I think I'm walking in to a freaking shit ton of money, and all the futures had stopped out. So I called the company. I think it was E Trade still. No, that was when it was Options House. No, that was when it was Options Express. Options Express. And I was like, how is it possible that my three contracts are the only ticks on the entire board? The market never went there. Well, sir, if you got stopped out, the market apparently went there. I'm like, but the market never went there. Those three contracts at 3 o'clock in the morning and 4:15 and 5, those are my contracts. Those were the only volume in the whole planet. Me getting stopped out 40 points above the market. How's that possible? And the guy just kept saying, well, that's the market was there, and that's why you got stopped out. I'm like, but the market wasn't there. And I couldn't even argue with the guy. I'm like, look at the chart. Look at the time and sales. Three contracts. Those are all my three. How's this possible? And man, I just like even with that, it's just like everything's so freaking manipulated. It's so nuts. I don't know how they got me out of those contracts that night. No idea. Still to this day. And that's why I hate Schwab. You guys remember when they banned shorting from financial stocks and everything was ripping higher? You couldn't short the bank stocks. You couldn't short anything financial. So I had this company, Penson. It was a clearing firm. I had a shitty IPO at $20. Stock went to like $22.50 and then it went to $9. So my cost average was basically 19 or whatever it was. The stock opened up at $20 that morning. I was like, holy shit, it's up 100%. I go to sell it and it wouldn't let me sell. So I'm called the company. I called Schwab. I said, please sell the stock out of my account. Sir, there's no selling financial stocks. There's a new policy. I'm like, yeah, dude, I understand. I'm in the business. You can't short financial stocks. I own the stock. I want to sell it. And he just kept saying, you can't short financial stocks. I'm like, are you this stupid? Look at my account. You see those 300 shares in the account? Sell them right now. And as I'm on the phone with the guy, the stock goes, it's 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. It's plummeting $1 like every minute as I'm on the phone with this asshole. And he still never figured it out. They couldn't figure out how to sell the 300 shares out of my account. And they're still in the account at zero in an escrow account now. Thank you, Schwab. $6,000 it cost me. And one brand new Cadillac. What are you going to do, fuckhead? What am I going to do this month? You fairy. Yeah, I wish some of these stories were made up. I have zero. It's amazing I'm still doing this after 30 years of the worst awful luck. I think the last time I was lucky on a trade was 2011. Google earnings reversal. Google earnings reversal in 2011. The stock I had bought out of the money options as a gamble because they reported earnings. It had broken VWAP earlier. And this was just around the same time I was getting into the VWAP. And I had some 50-cent options on, and Google wasn't doing anything. And it fucking ripped like 20 points into the close. And I went from being down $3,000 to making about $25,000 into the close. I haven't had a trade like that in 14 years. It's about time. It's about time. I do enough where you think I would just get something lucky. Nah, I'm on the other side. I get stopped out and then a company gets taken over. It's just so sick. It's just so sick that I have nothing but bad luck. And I've had to basically create my own luck. That's the only way I've survived. Just a little bit of luck. That's why maybe I've always, that's why I wanted to get my mother-in-law to trade for me because she was very lucky. Only person I ever met who won at slot machines. She would smell the slot machine. She'd go over and talk to the slot machines. She'd rub the slot machine. No. And she'd walk away from the slot machine. She'd go over there. Wait, I think I hear one. She'd go. She'd whisper to the slot machine. She'd sit down. And next thing you know, this thing's paying. It's absolutely incredible. But yeah. I don't think we're bouncing. No, I see it. Stop. I want to hold it overnight. I think I'm going to be good. But my closest stop is 40 points away. Normally, I wouldn't let this thing go over the VWAP. Actually, if it breaks the VWAP, it's kind of an ass crack VWAP break. Normally, I would cover there. I just think we're gapping down tomorrow. I know, right? I got the worst name. Yeah, it's bad. Then again, I'm lucky in love. I'm lucky in other ways. I'm lucky enough that I was able to do this for 30 years without completely fucking losing my mind, helping people. I am lucky in a lot of other ways. just specifically with the trading, zero luck. And also zero luck lending people money. I'm very bad at that too. I never get paid back. Anybody need to borrow any money? I don't expect anybody ever to pay me back. I've never been paid back by anybody that I've ever lent money to. No, I'm serious, like ever. So if you're out there, you're listening to me, you're gonna get some money back with interest. But it's been good. This has been a really fun month. And again, I still teach myself stuff. And today's lesson is patience. I that one moment where I lost my patience in the kava trade cost me like $9,000. Oh, the VWAP? Yeah. This is part two. There's part one. I got to get Brian on the show. He's going to come on the show in a couple of weeks. I'll get him to. He's got this is book number two. I've read it. I'm not a fan of trading books. I'd rather watch people trade. Like the way I learned how to trade, I just sat behind two guys and just they let me pick their brain while they traded. Why are you doing that? What we see in there? Plus, I can't read. Yeah, I can't read either. But yeah, I'd rather learn I'd rather learn the way I teach. That's why I do it this way. Have something specific and do that over and over and over and over again and master it. And that's it. Brian also, again, it's like he talks about anchoring the VWAP to specific events. So you have to choose what event you think means something to you. I just use days because 1 minute to the one day is legit. Prior day VWAP, one day, when you break today's VWAP, you tend to gravitate or go back to the prior day VWAP. It just happens. And when you get through that, you tend to trend more. That's the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. But sometimes you'll get, and then that's why Kava got me out twice because it went to break even. And I was like, all right, cool. I got to sell here at break even. And then it started to roll over. And I was like, all right, that's it. You got to break even. That's all they wanted to bring it to. I'm selling again. And then I never bought it back. I missed the reversal stage of the trade. Just stupid. How am I not in that thing? So, and today this is funny because I got a couple of people that sent me emails about working for me again. Obviously, I'm very skeptical of having anybody work for me other than my kid. But this month, I haven't needed any assistance. Very specific. I'm shorting UVXY. I could do that on myself. I'm only trading earnings reversals, so that really was very, very specific. Today, I needed some help because while I'm sitting around just trying to get a feel for my Dick Short and Nvidia, I was trading Trump stock, the Zim, Yanvax. Got distracted from the monster that was Kava. If I had somebody specifically trading Kava today, we probably would have had a sick day. So, and that's the thing. It's hard. I'm not going to hire somebody just on the idea that maybe one day a week there'll be something for you to do. If you want to sit by my side and just learn, not get paid, that's cool. I can't pay you to just sit there and watch me. But it's just like when my wife is bitching and moaning, how come we can't leave for the shore, Friday at noon? Why do you got to stay till 4:00? Well, you never know, something might happen. And then I'm sitting there nodding off at 3:00 at the desk, and she's like, "Oh, something's gonna happen, is there? You were just sleeping at the desk, you moron." No, something might happen. The day you leave early, the market starts crashing into the close, and you want to headbutt your wife. It's a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose. And if you snooze, you lose. All right, I'm going to go watch TV with said wife. Get back to the tourist. Not bad. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. I like dark matter. I like this fringy, weird, interdimensional, multiverse shit. I think dark matter. Actually, let me go see if there's a dark matter. By the way, if you don't know, your friend Kenny will give you the best website ever. PrimeWire.mx. It used to be called Let Me Watch This. Anything you want to watch is on here for free. TV shows, no matter what channel it was. And if it's not in if it's not in DVD or high quality version, you just wait for it and it comes. I just watched Godzilla -1. Fantastic movie, but for the last 3 months, it was only in cam version. I hate that stuff, the mumbled sound and the miscolored show. I'm going to watch Fall Guy, The First Omen. You got Godzilla, the Godzilla New Empire is coming. I got that. I watched Dune Part 2, which was great. If you like the Dunes, I love the movie. Love it. Want to watch that again. But you could go there and you could watch shows. So let's see if Dark Matter is on here. You know what I finally watched? And I had to pay for it? Rocky versus Drago. Sylvester Stallone remade Rocky 4. And I'm telling you, if you're a big fan of the Rocky movies, you'll notice every difference. It was really good. Rocky 4 redo. It's called Rocky versus Drago. And they just recut the movie. No more kids there's no kid in the movie. There's no dumb robot. They just trimmed it down. It's all about him seeking revenge for Apollo, and that's it. Even they cut the speech down at the end. Yes, yeah. They cut, every scene they cut, the ones they added. Completely new scenes. Very well done. Love the Rockies. Love the movie. It's called Rocky versus Drago. But anyway, couldn't find it. It's the only thing this website didn't have. So I had to actually pay $4 to see it. Or whatever it was, $6. What was I just saying? Dark Matter. Dark Matter. Oh, we got new episodes. Hold on a sec. Hey! Oh, wait, this ain't it. That ain't it. It's a different movie. What is this? It's a whole different show called Dark Matter? Oh. Dark Matter. Ooh, I think they're all here now. Oh, no, there's only 5 episodes. Yeah. Oh, I think there is a new one now. And while I got your attention, if you haven't seen this show called Legion, it's on Hulu now and Netflix, I believe. Best show ever created, ever. Really. I mean, if you ever tripped on acid, which obviously I have, there's a lot there. The show's so good. You can watch it without even following the story. It's just visually enticing. Then the story, you could listen. It's like Game of Thrones. There's so much going on, and you could watch it over and over and over again. It seems like it's new every time. So good. If you like X-Men, this is futuristic X-Men. So the idea, if you know the comics, Legion was Professor X's grandson, and he doesn't know that he's got all these powers. So he just thinks he's got fucking voices in his head, and he's in an insane asylum doing heroin and just, going nuts, trying to get the voices out of his head. And then they come to try to get him to be a superhero, but it's actually it's just so good. And the guy from Flight of the Conchords is in it, and he's just awesome. I think it's I mean, I don't know what the best show. I'd say very well could be the best show I've ever seen in my life. I love the Game of Thrones. I love the Dexter. I like Banshee, but Legion, 3 seasons, and the music. Oh, the music! The music. They again. I used to be a DJ. Pretty familiar with a lot of stuff. They did a song. They they took an old techno song and redid it, and it was just phenomenal. For super organism. They got this group. Well, sometimes they would make their own music. Sometimes they would just find these weird groups. Something for Your Mind was a techno song back from like 91, and they basically used it as the chorus to this song. And she's crawling through time and space. And you see just like millennia going by, and she's crawling through this space, and this song is on, and I'm like, this is the greatest show ever.
I know you think I'm a psychopath.
I get the chills just thinking about it. You'll hear right here. You know techno.
Coca candy straight from Japan.
And all this crazy visuals going on right now.
Think you know what I need to get by.
Something for your mind. Something for your mind. Something for your.
It's a good time. You know you're loving the show when you know the songs that were on it. Yeah. Severance, I gotta get into it. That seems so cool. That's the one where you split your brain. You have your work brain and your home brain. I like that dude that was in it. I like that guy. Yeah, I heard that show was really, really cool. I'm gonna check that one out inevitably. Yeah. But I'm gonna go back to The Tourist now with my wife. We're on The Tourist and Dark Matter. They're kind of similar, so my brain's exploding a little bit. And then we got Dragons is coming back next week, right? Fucking Dragons, baby. I'm psyched. All right. Nice hanging out with you. Make sure you're around tomorrow night. We're going to do a late night session. We'll have some cocktails. Hopefully we get some good selling, some activity. Hopefully we're gapped down tomorrow. I'm not getting stopped out of my contracts. And hopefully we open up down 279 points. I think we're gapping down tomorrow. I think it's going to be the elusive gap and crap. The gap down and then just roll. Whoa. We haven't seen one of those in, I don't know, 3 years. Just open up and should be fun. If not tomorrow, I feel it coming. I think I'm going to be right this time. And look, a lot of times I'm like, oh, I should have shorted today and got aggressive. If we sell off, we haven't missed anything. I just give me 14 points on the Qs this time. Give me 1050 on SQQ, and then you could have your bull market back. Just give me my moment. I want my moment. Today was a little taste, but I want to put some size on tomorrow. Yeah, there's always something that makes it bounce. Yeah, that's the hard part. All right, y'all. Have a great night. My name's Kenny Glick. I've been trading for 30 years. I know more than most people on YouTube, especially that other video that you just watched. And especially if you're seeing a commercial over my video about somebody else that's teaching you how to trade, don't trust that person. You see, I never make commercials. The guy that has to make the commercial, don't trust those commercials. What is the guy? The one that he's always on my show.
Calling all inconsistent traders.
Everyone's going to sell you something. Even me, I'm not going to lie, but at least, hey, I sell you something that's absolutely stunning. My friends, until the morning.